Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing a bit more work on this lighthouse page from Lost Ocean by Johanna Basford. I'm going to zoom in for you and we are going to be using our Seascape set from Castle Arts. This is a leaflet from inside the tin just to show you. Just moving my desk around a little so I can push the book along. Too short. There we go. Now I'm going to do some of this corally or whatever this is under the sea bit today. Now I always struggle. I don't know about you. What is this? Is it plants? Is it rocks? Is it coral? I don't know. So I thought that it'd be fun to sort of do it as coral. Now coral I've looked up before and it's lots of different colours, so we can really choose and go mad whatever we want. Now I thought it might be nice to keep it toned in with the blues and greens that we've used here. Now we've got some leaves and things which I may do in a quite sort of obvious green type of colour, and I thought we could perhaps do this in purples. Now we do have these little loops on the water here which I need to do, and I think I'm going to do with them in the mint green in the same way we did those. So I'm just going to do those first just so they are done, and in the same way, so putting more pressure towards the bottom and less towards the top for those, just to get those finished really. I don't think there's any more like that in this particular picture. A bit of the picture, obviously the picture goes across the page. So I thought it might be fun to use our sort of purpley shades for the coral. So we've got these three in the set. We've got the Prussian Blue, the Ultramarine Violet and the Mauve. If you look at the tips, got a couple of dark and a lighter one, and I thought it might be fun to play around with some ideas with these. Now I thought I would take the Prussian Blue. Now I know it's called blue, the end looks really dark purple to start with, and maybe outline the sort of edges of each of these because they have got lines. So I thought I'd outline the edges with the really dark Prussian Blue as it's called, and this is a darker shade to what we used here, which I think, just having a look because I've got it written down, this was the Ultramarine Light. So we haven't got that shade here, so we're dealing with different shades, which is the idea really. We want it to look a little bit different. So we're going to do these sort of dark outsides. Now I've chosen to do them all really dark. You could do them like these loops and things where we did a slightly lighter centre part, but I want to sort of define each little one, which is why I'm doing them like this, and we'll add some different colour sort of shading in to them after. So I'm just sort of identifying each loop really by doing this, and I'm following Johanna's drawing. So as we go out here we've got quite a thick one, but I'm just going to colour that in that thickness. And this one is very thick, but again I could have done inside that dotted line I guess, but we're doing it like this now. It adds a bit of variety as well if we're different thicknesses, because they all are a little bit different shape and size wise, and also with the patterns that Johanna's drawn in for us. And this one. Now there are lots of these on this page, and I'm not going to demonstrate the whole thing, I don't think. I think it will get a little bit too much the same. I think that's quite simple. So if you just identify every group, like do the same with these. No, not those. So do the same with every group that looks like this. It should be fairly straightforward. Oops. Sorry, my piece of paper from behind got loose. Okay, so that is the outsides. I'm just checking, I think that's all of it. We've got this little bit here which I'm just going to do the same. treat in the same way as it is in this sort of little group. And I think I'm just going to do these little bits in the darker colour. I haven't decided what I'm doing with these bits and these bits yet, but we'll think about that in a moment. And now we've got our ultramarine violet colour. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to start at the other end, so the sort of centre almost, and start quite dark and just get lighter. And my idea is to try to fade it off completely. You might find, just go right to the edge though, and then you don't get a blend line. But try and fade it to the edge. And the same here, so quite dark in there, and then fade it up to the edge. What we'll do is we'll pop the mauve colour on top to sort of blend it all in a moment. I notice we've got some blank loops here. May just leave those. That was quite heavy, wasn't it? I didn't really fade it enough, I don't think. I was too busy worrying about those loops at the top. So just going through them all really in the same way, is nothing too tricky. I'll just give you an idea of what to do. So getting the more an even colour across, like an even gradient, is very difficult, and something that I don't even achieve. I just do my best, and because these details are so tiny, when we zoom out and look at the whole page, we'll never notice if that little bit was, this bit wasn't light enough and this bit was too dark or whatever. You never see it. I don't get caught up in the minutiae and worried about all these little tiny details, because really when you look back you might not remember them, or they won't look as bad as you thought. But also, this is the mauve, I think it's upside down, yeah, sorry. Also, I'm just going over the top quite hard here just to try and eliminate the white paper and bring in that purple colour. Think of it as a learning experience. You know, none of us are perfect. I love looking back at my old books where I might have been pleased at the time of the pictures, and I look now and think, crikey, that is not how I would do it now. But that's all good. It shows you've been learning, enjoying, you know. And when nobody goes into a garage and knows how to repair their car immediately unless they're a trained mechanic. You know, we don't, why then do you expect that you are going to be able to sit down and create the perfect piece of artwork? You know, you need to practice, you need to learn. So don't get down on yourself. If it doesn't look like you'd hoped, you don't have to make it public, you don't have to show anybody, you know, just put it to one side, leave it and have another go another time. Now we have these pieces. Now to me they look a bit watery. I'm tempted to grab a blue. I've got the Purple Lake Deep, which is a really nice colour, so I think I want to use it just because I like it. So I'm going to do this in this colour. So I'm going to do it dark at the bottom and lighter as we go up. I really like this colour. It's so pretty. Look at that. Oh, beautiful colour. So yeah, as I say, just leave the pictures, leave them in the book or wherever you store them, and when you do it next time, go back and look. Look at those. Is it me, or do they look like toes with toenails on? Maybe I've just got a weird imagination. I don't know. Anyway. And we all have days when we're better than others, you know. Some days when I don't want to do anything too fancy, and I just grab a pencil and I fill in a space. And I use the same pressure across it. I don't do any shading, I don't worry about it, I just stick it down on the page and it feels relaxing and I'm happy. you know, not always going to be perfect. Now leafy bits, I'm just going to be boring and do them in green. I've got the I've chosen the phthalo green because I think it'll look a bit different to these greens. I hope so anyway. I can't remember what we used it for up there. I should probably use it for this, but never mind. I'm going to try and press quite hard and make it dark. If it doesn't look dark enough for you, put some of the Viridian on top or underneath. You could of course use both together and do a sort of graduation of colour, but for me this detail is a little bit too small, so I'm just going to block it in. And that's what I mean about just blocking in. You know, because Lost Ocean is a very detailed book, on some of the pages in my original copy I just got a fine liner and just did it with that. Now my fine liner work is rubbish. I can't stay in the lines, and so it was really messy. But you know what? The satisfaction of having that picture done, some lovely bright and vibrant colours, was lovely. And I will endeavour to show you what to do with some of the more detailed and slightly daunting pages in this book, I would say. There we go. How are we doing for time? I think we'll move across, and I think we'll do this little bunch here. My piece of paper that's behind this page isn't behaving. So I will go around the edge first with the Prussian Blue, like I did with these. Now with this one, because this is so thick, I am just going to use that dotted line as my indication. Also we've got these bits coming out, and I've got to decide whether I'm going to do those in the purple and make them sort of plant-like, or more in just more of this colour. I think I'm going to do them in the purple, just because I love the purple. I'll just do a whole page in that purple. Lovely. Right, but we're going to just finish this first. So we're going to grab the Ultramarine Violet and do the inside in the same way we did before. So harder here, getting lighter towards the outside. So this is how I'm going to do all of these corally bits on this page. So as I say, oh, sorry about that. The phone was so loud as well. It made me jump. I'm really sorry if it made you jump. It's my insurance company. Well, about some... Oh, anyway, it's not interesting enough to tell you about, but, but I'm sorry. So we're just continuing with these, and we're going to grab the mauve to do the rest of it. I don't know how other people manage to not get phone calls and disturbances in videos. Maybe they chop it out. I haven't worked out how to do that with my editing software. As I say, I'm a real technophobe. I'm just rubbish. And I would be scared that I'd like chop out the whole thing or something. I just don't know how to do it. What I need to do is to, my children use some on their channel. I'm sure I've mentioned them loads of times before. I'm going to go in with the Purple Lake Deep now on these bits, and I'm going to do them similar to this, some more colour nearer to the items, unless as we go out towards the edge. So I'm going to do all this bit quite dark along here, and then I'm going to do these bits later. Anyway, I might need to get my children to show me, but they're at college now. They're probably too busy. They're a bit impatient with me sometimes, because I'm a bit thick, I'm afraid. I can't work out what's going on there in that bit, because that isn't joined to that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Just carry on. Yeah, their editing software seems really good, but I'm worried it's going to be too complicated. I did say to my one son, actually, because one of them does the editing, and the other one does the sort of promotion. So now on these, I'm going to fade the pressure and the layers as we get towards the end, so it's a bit lighter. I said I would sit with him while he was doing some editing, so that he could show me, but he hasn't done any for a bit, 'cause he's been the week before they went back to college, they were really tired. They'd had their COVID jab. They were feeling a bit ugh. And then they still were when they got back to college. And now, last weekend, they were tired from college. There's a little dog barking, a big dog barking outside. I think it's a bloodhound. I see it sometimes. Anyway, they were tired from college this weekend, and they haven't. I doubt they'll do one next weekend either. We've got a busy weekend coming up, so we'll see. But I will ask him to show me, and then I'll be able to see whether I think it's too complicated for me. I really dislike learning new things when it comes to technology. Like, you know, if the other day my internet browser said you can update, and I said to my husband, do I have to update it? Would it be really different? Will it look different? And he was like, no, it's just a security update. You must update it. So, okay. And I did it, and it was fine. I was really scared. I was like, ugh, what if it changes and I don't know how to use it? Oh dear. Such a naughty girl, I guess. Right, so there we go. So I am going to leave that there, I think. Oh, let's move it into shot for you. In fact, let's zoom out and look at it as the whole thing. I can't find my remote control. Let's look at it with the lighthouse so you get the whole impression. There we go. So what I think I am going to do is actually we can do a bit here, because look, we've got different plants and rocks. Maybe we've got the treasure chest, so we will move along and do this bit excuse me, and do a little bit more. We've even got a crown along here which you can't see. I'm pointing to it, you can't see it. Oh, it's there, look, upside down crown. So, and a shell and things. So got a few different things, and we shall keep using our seascape set because it's quite fun, and we haven't used many yellows yet, so we've got a crown, so we can have a go with those. So there we go, that's what we'll do next time. So we'll leave that one there with all these pretty purples. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you like the purple as much as I do, and thank you very much for watching, and happy colouring.